A very warm and pleasant good morning to all my dear students. Students, before we start today's lecture, let's take a pledge to protect ourselves from coronavirus. We should use following precautions in order to save ourselves, and also we can advise our family, friends, relatives in order to protect ourselves from coronavirus. First is disinfect surfaces around your home and work. Second, wash your hands for at least 20 seconds. While sneezing or coughing, cover your mouth. That means you need to wear mask in order to protect your family and yourself from being infected. And last, which is most important, maintain social distance. These are the ways by which we can kill coronavirus. So let's start today's class. Let's start chapter 18, sequence of tenses. Students, you all know about dependent clause and independent clause. Independent clause is also known as the principal clause, and dependent clause is also known as subordinate clause. So, the sequence of tense is the principle according to which the tenses of the verb in subordinate clause follows the tense of verb in the principal clause. This means that the tense in the subordinate clause will be according to the tense of the principal clause. There are some rules which we need to follow. Subordinate clause is also known as dependent clause, and principal clause is also known as independent clause. And this you all have studied in chapter 8, sentences. As you know, complex sentence consists of two clauses. Out of two clauses, one is dependent and another one is independent. As I told you, dependent clause is also known as subordinate clause. So don't get confused what is subordinate clause here, principal clause here. Principal means main clause, or you can say independent clause, the clause which can stand on its own, which express its meaning. It has a subject and a verb. Whereas subordinate clause, or you can say dependent clause, it cannot stand on its own. It too has a subject and a verb, but it cannot stand on its own. It depends upon the independent clause for its meaning. So what the rule says, in a complex sentence we need to follow following rules regarding the use of tense of the verb. Tense of the verb in the subordinate clause. Rule number 1 says, if the verb in the principal clause is in the past tense, the verb in the subordinate clause will be in the past tense. Means if the principal clause is in the past tense, subordinate clause will also be in the past tense. See, he said that he was late. I said that I would help her. She worked hard so that she might pass. He passed because he worked hard. Here you can see the in the red words are in the past tense. Said, worked, passed. These are the independent clause, and they are, if principal clause is in the past tense, subordinate clause will also be in the past tense. So here you can see he said that he was late. Now was is the past tense, choose according to the tense in the independent clause. But there are some exceptions to rule 1. As I told you, rule 1 says if the principal clause is in the past tense, subordinate clause will also be in the past tense. But there are some exceptions. If the a past tense in the principal clause may followed by past tense in the principal clause may be followed by present tense in the subordinate by a present tense in the subordinate clause when the subordinate clause expresses the universal truth or habitual fact. If the subordinate clause expresses the habitual fact or universal truth, then it will not be in the past tense. It will be in the present tense. As we discussed, present tense is used for action that denotes an action that happens regularly, and second, for the universal truth or habitual facts. So, if it is stating, if subordinate clause is indicating the habitual fact or universal truth, then it will be in the present tense. You see, the teacher taught us that honesty is the best policy. Copernicus proved that the earth moves round the sun. These are all facts, we cannot change it. The father told the son that unity is strength. He told me that he never tells a lie. I told her that Shamu is a gambler. So I hope exception to rule 1 is clear to everyone. Second is when the subordinate clause is introduced by conjunctions, then or even if. Then the past tense in the then it may be any tense. It may be represented by any tense in the following manner. You can see subordinate clause will be followed by any tense. See the example. She worked harder than you do. She loved him more than she loves her own children. Okay, so whenever subordinate clause they are introduced by the conjunctions, then subordinate clause will follow any tense. It is not compulsory that if the principal clause is in the past tense, the subordinate clause will also be in the past tense. No, it will not be there. This tense is not. It will follow, subordinate clause will follow any tense. He valued my friendship more than he values yours. He liked you more than I do. I did, I shall. Now, rule number 2 is, now we discussed rule number 1 that if the principal clause is in the past tense, subordinate clause will also be in the past tense, but there are some exceptions. If subordinate clause express the universal truth or habitual fact, then it will be in the present tense. And second, if it is introduced by conjunction, then it will follow any tense. Clear? Now, what is rule number 2? If the verb in the principal clause is in the present or future tense, if the verb is in the future tense or present tense, the verb in the subordinate clause may be in any tense. Now, if we are saying if the principal clause is in the past tense, then the subordinate clause will also be in the past tense, but except the past tense, if it is in the present or future tense, then the tense in the subordinate clause will be, it is not compulsory that it will be present or future. It will be any tense, so it may follow any tense, present, past or future, according to the sense to be expressed. Okay, that will completely depend upon the sense to be expressed. He says that she is ill. He says that she was ill. He says that she will be ill. So it may be in present, it may be in past, or it may be in future. So it is not compulsory. It totally depend upon the sense of the sentence. Note if the conjunction is lest. If there is lest is used as a conjunction. If the subordinate clause is introduced by the conjunction lest, the verb in the subordinate clause is always should, whatever the tense in the principal clause. Clear? If the subordinate clause is introduced by the word lest, by the conjunction lest, then the verb in the subordinate clause will be should, irrespective of any tense in the principal clause. You can see he works hard lest he should fail. He will work hard lest he should fail. He worked hard lest he should fail. So I hope these two rules for the sequence of tenses are clear to you. Related to that, exercise 1 and 2 is given in your book, and I hope you are able to do on your own and then match the answers from the solution PDF. That's all for today. Thank you and have a nice day. Keep smiling always.